It's Mo. In 2023, I am bringing back my Readathon recaps. You can go watch my first Readathon recap where I recapped the readathons that I joined in November and December of 2022. In that video, I also talked about some of the readathons that go on throughout the year, or some of the themed reading months, or some of the reading challenges, or some of the challenges that I set for myself throughout the year as a list of things to check out and look forward to, and also as a resource for myself and others about readathons that happened during the year. It was not a comprehensive list, but it highlighted a lot of the reading that I like to do throughout the year. I think what will end up happening in these recaps is that more readathons will be drawn to my attention, and more challenges that I forgot about or that I've just learned about will come to my attention. And so I will continue to put that list in the description box below, and I will continue to add to it as I learn more information. That list doesn't have links to every creator or originator of the readathons, so my suggestion for that list is to take any that you're interested in and use the YouTube search to search for those readathons. Maybe search the name of the readathon, an announcement video, or the name of the readathon and the year to find out the creators of the readathons and the prompts for the current year, or to look back at past years. A few more that I found out about since making that video include Fitzuary, which was created by Bob the Booker and is about reading Fitzcarraldo books. Fitzcarraldo is a small press out of England, and they put out works, both nonfiction and fiction, by authors that they really like that either are kind of forgotten or underrated or under-acknowledged, or books that are not published by other publishers in England. They're very distinctive. Their fiction work has a blue cover, and their nonfiction work has a white cover. Some people hate these covers, some people love these covers. Bob the Booker developed Fitzuary as a time to read one or many Fitzcarraldo works. There's a lot of them that I'm really interested in. They publish Fernando Melchor, they publish Annie or No, and I've never read a Fitzcarraldo book, but like NYRB, they always pick books that are really interesting. I bet reading their catalog is very worthwhile. Another readathon that I don't participate in but is beloved is Middle Grade March. This happens in March, and it is about reading middle grade books. I don't know who the creator of this readathon was, but I was reminded of this and the next one by Miss Reads a Lot, so I will list them down below. The next one that Miss Reads a Lot reminded me of is March of the Mammoth. This is another readathon that I personally don't participate in because it's all about reading mammoth books, huge books throughout March. One other readathon that I was reminded of was Blackoween, which happens in October and is about reading black horror and thriller books. I don't know who created this readathon either, and this is another one that I haven't participated in yet, but it is a big readathon, so I think it's worth mentioning. On to the readathons, reading challenges, and reading themes that I participated in January. I participated in the BookTube Spin. The BookTube Spin is created by Jill at The Book Bully and Sarah at Freshly Read Books, and it is replacing the BookTube Spin and TBR Tackle. So it is kind of a combination of both those BookTube games. It is a year-long reading challenge where you pick 12 books at the beginning of the year. They spin a wheel with different prompts on it every month. Those prompts pick out of your 12 books. The first book that I got in the BookTube Spin is American Marriage by Tayari Jones. I really enjoyed this one. Just like the BookTube Spin and TBR Tackle, I will be vlogging all of my TBR Spin books this year, so you will see a vlog all about my reading experience of An American Marriage coming out soon. A reading challenge that I set for myself in January is always to try and finish a DNF book, either from the previous year or from previous years, and this year I chose Howard's End by E.M. Forrester. This is an English classic novel about two families and how they interact, and I'm really glad that I got to finish it. I look forward to reading more of E.M. Forrester's work. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, you can check out my January vlog style or monthly reading wrap-up. I'm also participating in the year-long challenge of the Savidge prompts this year. So Simon Savidge and Louise Savidge chose 12 prompts, one for each month, and then also a bonus prompt to read during the year. I do plan on vlogging these books as well, but I think I'm not going to do one every month. I think I'm going to combine months. So you will see the first vlog with the first couple of books coming out probably sometime in March. The January prompt for Savidge Prompts is a blurb by your favorite author. It'll get explained why I chose what I chose, but I chose Paul Tremblay's The Last Conversation. This is an extremely short novella or short story on audio, and it was the first Paul Tremblay that I ever read. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on that, you can either check out my monthly reading wrap-up for January, or you can wait for the first Savidge Prompts vlog. 2 more year-long reading challenges that I'm joining, well, 3 year-long reading challenges that I am joining is the Diversity Across Genres challenge. I will link that down below, and I will link the video where I found out about it, but it's a set of quite a few prompts, maybe 20 prompts, of books from different genres, from different areas of the world, different types of authors, different groups of authors, and different genres written by those authors. So there is a section for Black authors, and in that section there's a mystery, a romance, a sci-fi, a nonfiction. And then there's a section for Indigenous authors, there's a section for Asian authors, there's a section for African authors. So you're trying to read all these different genres from different places other than the more known countries like America and Europe. What I've been doing with this challenge is I've just been plugging in books where I see them fit the prompts. So American Marriage fit for contemporary work by a Black author. The Removed fit for a contemporary work by an Indigenous author. You can check out my story graph listed below to follow along with the challenge and how I'm doing, but I'll also probably do like a quarterly checkup on that. 2 more challenges that are similar is I'm trying to keep track of how many states I read from and how many countries I read from, and I'm using the settings of books to complete this challenge. So I probably will check in quarterly with that as well. For instance, An American Marriage takes place in Georgia and Louisiana, so I was able to check off Georgia and Louisiana in my state challenge. It takes place in the USA for my country challenge. Again, I think that I will probably just do a quarterly check-in for this because it makes more sense to just list a bunch of books out all at once. That was my first 2023 Readathon recap. Let me know what readathons you joined in January. Always in these videos, let me know what readathons you like to participate in throughout the year. It doesn't have to be January for January. They can be any time of the year so that I can add them to that list and find out about even more readathons I might want to join. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!